What's up, Hellraisers? Welcome back to another video. But before we get started, the question of the day is, what is your favorite color? Let me know in the comments what is your favorite color. Alright, so this list that I put together for you right now, all these movies that's on this list is available on TUBITV. If you don't know what TUBITV is, it's a free streaming service where you can watch free movies. But the only problem is that you gotta deal with the ad throughout the movie. But it's completely worth it because you don't have to pay for it. So today, your boy are bringing you some top 10 horror movies edition that you should probably check out. And don't worry, I'm gonna tell you what some of these movies is about. I'm gonna try not to spoil anything. So I hope you guys like this list. Let's do it. So this list was not very easy to put together. Yes, the movie probably seemed a little too simple, but trust me, I'm pretty sure most of my heroes have probably never heard of these movies or probably never seen them. If you have seen them, let me know in the comments what you think. So I got 2 honorable mentions for you, and I got a top 10 that you should probably check out. So diving right in the list with honorable mention 1, we have a movie called Teeth. This movie, oh my god, this movie is completely insane. This movie tells a story about a young woman who have teeth inside of her swimsuit area, her downstairs. Yeah, but anyway, this movie is insane. If you end up watching this movie, just be prepared to get grossed out, because what happens in this movie and what they choose to show you, my god, isn't it insane? If you want to watch this movie, of course, it's on TUBITV. And moving on into honorable mention number 2, we have a movie called Storm. This is a 1976 movie. Basically, like a Mother Nature type horror movie. I like Mother Nature type horror movies, especially if it's effective. But this movie, it makes you feel like you need to take a shower right after watching this movie. But it's pretty good. The acting is bad. Don't go into this movie looking for good acting, because you ain't gonna get it here. This movie tells a story about a young man who visiting some friends and family in this new town, just a little small town, and basically worm is taking over the area. They eating people and basically just controlling its population. This movie is probably, I wouldn't say the most grotesque movie on this list, but it's definitely worth the watch. You can watch it on TUBITV as well. Alright, now it's time to get down to my top 10. So starting right out the gate with number 10, we have House of Rat. House of Rat tells a story about a group of friends and brothers and sisters as well. They basically just set out, have a nice little, I guess you would say little hike or something like that. And the story turns completely upside down when they realize that all the people in the town is completely made out of rats. And this movie gets pretty bloody as well. This movie stars Chad Michael Moy on One Tree Hill, Jed Pilatic, the guy from Supernatural, and so much more. And not to mention, we got Paris Hilton in this movie. This is my only problem with this movie. Yeah, the movie is probably a little overrated and it's boring, but for me, I can't enjoy this movie because of Paris Hilton. This motherfucker streamed throughout this entire movie. Like, please, shut the fuck up. Seriously, she streamed throughout this entire movie. And we got Good Neighbor. This movie, probably you never heard of it, but this movie is actually pretty good. This movie tells a story about 3 strange friends who is all trapped into one whole apartment, and there's a serial killer on loose, and they don't know what to do, so they start to go insane themselves inside of the house. But little by they know, the serial killer is a whole lot closer than they think. This movie is not bloody. It's like a thinking movie. It's like a thinking game. It's like you gotta guess what's happening next. But this movie takes you on the ride, and trust me, you're not expecting it. Number 8, we have Careful What You Wish For. Nick Jonas and Isabella Luther. This is a movie that focuses around love interest, but it has like a little dark thriller to it. This movie tells you a story about a young man who falls in love with a married woman, but little by he knows she got some skeletons in her closet. This is a good movie. When I first watched this movie, I'm like, oh my god, this movie could go on because of Nick Jonas. But actually, he is actually the best part of this whole movie. I actually enjoyed his performance in this movie. The only problem that I have with this movie is that the story felt rushed. I felt like they could have gave you a little bit more something. Like I wanted something more, but the story just took a different tone, and then it's almost like the movie kind of took like an easy way out. But the movie's still good. It doesn't really take away my enjoyment for the movie. Number 7, we have The Final. This movie tells a story about some high school kids who are being bullied, and they looking to put matters into their own hands. That's all I'm gonna say about this movie. But I would say this: I know what it's like to be bullied because I've been bullied before. And honestly, I gotta tell you, this movie, it will get you if you understand the pain and the frustration that the kids are dealing with in this movie. And trust me, if you watch this movie, you will know why I said that. That's all I'm gonna give you for this movie. Moving on into number 6, we have a movie called Don't Blink. This movie tells a story about a group of friends who have this cabin for a nice little getaway, and all of a sudden, every time they blink, shit start happening. That's why they said don't blink. Well, you watch this movie, you in for a ride. Most likely you're gonna be confused because you're not gonna know what the hell going on. But the more you watch the movie, the better it gets. Move on into number 5, we have Mother's Day. Starting Rebecca De Mornay. What a heart. I love her so much. Anyway, this movie tells a story about some grown folks. Okay, and these ain't no little kids. These are some grown folks who having a nice little party, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's chilling and what last day, and all of a sudden, Rebecca De Mornay and her kids come in this house and just completely just rearrange everything, just make everything a living hell. And this movie can get very, very tough to watch at times. And moving on into number 4, we have The Rage, Carrie 2. This movie tells a story about a young girl who discovered that she had this power, just like the first Carrie movie, and yet she pretty much do the same thing in the first Carrie movie. So if you've seen the first Carrie movie, you already know what this movie is all about. But the problem with this movie is that this movie has a story that hits you right in the feels. It really does hurt. Man, if you watch this movie, you are gonna know exactly what part I'm talking about. I'm not gonna spoil anything about this movie, but if you do watch it, let me know what you think of this one. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what you think about this one. Alright, so moving on into number 3. Now, these are gonna be a movie that I'm pretty sure some of you already seen. Right here at number 3, we have Candyman, starring Tony Todd and Virginia Madison, I believe. This movie tells a story about a young woman who is trying to debunk the urban legend of a hook man or a candy man. And yet, she finds out that he's real. He's quite real. But she don't believe it until she actually witnessed it. If you grew up in the 90s, or if you was a teenager or an adult in the 90s, you know exactly what this movie is all about. You've seen it before, and this movie always seems to be a movie that you always remember. So yeah, check this out on TUBITV. It's worth a watch. Probably the most watched movie on this list will probably be Candyman at number 3. Number 2, we have Frozen. No, not that Frozen. Talking about this Frozen. This movie tells a story about 3 friends who end up getting trapped in a very, very cold winter day on a little shade, like a little sled thing. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, they end up getting trapped and they can't get out. They are trapped up there for 5 days. 5 days. And shit get graphic. Yeah, this movie is definitely worth the watch. I'll probably rewatch this movie more than any other movie on this list. And number 1, we have Dead End. Dead End stars Ray Wise and my girl, Lindsay. This movie tells a story about this family who's looking to have a nice little road trip, and little by they know, everything goes in a loop. The road goes in a loop. No matter where they go in one loop, and they hit dead end every time. And every time they hit a dead end, something go down, and it's not something good. So yeah, this movie right here, The acting is good, especially for my girl Lindsay. Ray Ryan do a good job. All the other characters, they just kind of reacting to Lindsay and Ray Ryan. But this is the only movie on this list that I probably would say you guys will enjoy the most. So yeah, so I hope you guys like this list. If you do have TUBITV, you should probably check out at least maybe 1 or 2 of these movies on TUBITV. However, if you are new around here, make sure you drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and always don't forget to keep a beautiful smile on your face and stay positive. And I'll see you here in the next video. Peace.